Welcome back. Well, imagine sailing around the world with a former Beirut hostage or even an ex-undercover narcotics agent, or perhaps even a fish and chip shop owner. Well, the author of this book, which has been published today, has. He's John Beattie from Whitby. John, perhaps we ought to make it clear before we start that Hamish here isn't just to make you look the part. He actually came on the voyages with you.
Yes, indeed. Hamish kept me company when I sailed across the Atlantic Ocean on my own. I acquired him as a little chick in the South American rainforest from some very primitive Indians.
He seems a bit upset at the moment.
He's just a bit stage-struck, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Tell me about the low points of the voyage, because there were some, weren't there?
Yes, every voyage at sea is eventful, but there was one episode in particular where I came across a boat that had been drifting hundreds and hundreds of miles out to land, out from land, and there were two men aboard this boat, and unfortunately the dehydration was such, they had no water, that one of them had died and was buried at sea, and the other one we came across just by pure chance, and we heard his calls for help at dawn one morning and brought him aboard, and unfortunately he survived.
You saved his life, in other words. You've seen him since, in fact, haven't you?
I've seen him since, yes. I've been out to where he lives in Grenada in the Caribbean, and I've seen him since. In fact, he asked me to write this book, which I was a bit worried about doing because I thought it would be an awful lot of work and I wasn't sure if I could do it. But I had written a little story before, and he'd read that and he liked it, and he said, "Why don't you write a book?" And I thought, well, why not?
What about the high points? There was a bit of a love story as well, isn't there?
Well, I think there's a love story element in everything, Andy, yes. I mean, the high point was coming back and finding my girlfriend still waiting for me. That was the high point. And I think it would have been a very, very deep low point indeed if I'd have come back and she wasn't.
She didn't feel jilted by Hamish here?
No, in fact, it's the perfect menage a trois because I love my girlfriend, but she doesn't love me. My girlfriend loves Hamish, but Hamish doesn't love her. And Hamish loves me, but I don't love him. So everyone has someone to love and is loved by someone in turn.
Now, you've been a bus conductor, a welder, a mature student. You now teach mathematical statistics at Teesside University. You're clearly a man with very itchy feet.
Well, maybe my feet are less itchy now than what they were beforehand. I think I'll take things easy for a year or two now.
Do you not feel like going away again? I mean, is Whitby too small for you, perhaps, now?
No, Whitby's very nice. I mean, sometimes I lie in bed late at night and there's a gale roaring in from the west and it rattles the pan tiles on the roof of my little cottage. And I think to myself, thank God I'm not out in that damn boat.
You're not fooling me for 1 minute, actually.
Well, you never know.
You still got Warrior Queen, though?
I still have the boat. She's a fine boat. It needs a bit of work doing to get her fit for sea again, but I might make another trip sometime.
John Beattie, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much, Andy.
Well, John may have been round the world, but Dawn has been much closer to home in this week's What's On. In fact, she's been deep underground in Cleveland.